Ellii.
Modals of necessity and obligation. What is a modal? A modal is a word that comes before the main verb. A modal gives a verb extra meaning, such as advice, ability, or possibility. Modals of necessity and obligation are used to state rules or give strong recommendations in the present or future. Modals of necessity and obligation include must, have to, and have got to. Must is a common modal. It is more formal than have to and have got to. For example, you must show your passport to a customs officer before entering the country. The modal expression have to is even more common than must. It is also a bit less formal. For example, he has to ask his parents when he wants to borrow their car. The modal expression have got to is common in speaking, but not in writing. It is very casual. For example, I have got to apologize to my friend for forgetting her birthday. Modals are always followed by a base verb. A base verb is a verb with no ending added to it. A base verb has no s, ed, or ing ending. In positive sentences, we can use must, have to, or have got to, plus a base verb. Children must be tall enough to ride the roller coaster. We have to wear a uniform to school. While true modals such as must never change forms, modal expressions do change to agree with the subject. Have to becomes has to when the subject is he, she, it, a singular countable noun, or an uncountable noun. My friend has to wear a uniform to school. I have got to tell you a secret. Have got to becomes has got to when the subject is he, she, it, a singular countable noun, or an uncountable noun. She has got to tell you a secret. Did you know that got to sounds like gotta in casual spoken English? Also, you can contract have to apostrophe VE and has to apostrophe S in this modal expression. I've got to tell you a secret. She's got to tell you a secret. But be careful. You can never contract the modal expression have to or has to. In negative sentences, we can use must not or do not have to, plus a base verb. Have got to is not used in negative sentences in North American English. You must not use your phone in class. We use must not or mustn't to express a very strong obligation not to do something. We can also use cannot or can't to mean that something is forbidden. You mustn't use your phone in class. You cannot use your phone in class. You can't use your phone in class. I do not have to get up early on weekends. The modal expression do not have to, on the other hand, has a much weaker meaning. It implies that you can choose not to do something, but you can do it if you want to. The auxiliary do not, or the contraction don't, changes to does not, or the contraction doesn't, when the subject is he, she, it, a singular countable noun, or an uncountable noun. I don't have to get up early on weekends. My brother doesn't have to get up early on weekends. For questions, the modal must is not common. Questions with must sound too formal for most situations in North American English. The modal expression have to is the most common way to ask a question about necessity and obligation, and it has a strong meaning. We almost never use have got to in questions. Must I pay for the trip right now? Do you have to work next weekend? Like with negative sentences, questions with the modal expression have to take the auxiliary do or does, depending on the subject. Does she have to work next weekend? Look at the sentence and the modal and verb in parentheses. Make a positive sentence, negative sentence, or question for each one. Don't use contractions. For example, he must not drive if he's tired. Now you try. We do not have to cook tonight because I ordered pizza. My sister has to be at the airport by 8 a.m. You must not run on the pool deck. You have got to try this pasta. It's delicious. Do we have to complete these steps in order? Thanks for watching.
Ellii.